Winter is coming, at least in India. Or has it already come? I don't know. I don't have any feeling receptors to feel the cold. Anyway, in this video, I'm gonna be making this warm looking puffer jacket. This, by the way, was suggested by this comment. So thank you so much. And if you have any more suggestions, please do comment. Alrighty, before we're going anywhere, you can download this from the link in the description. This will make the jacket feel more complete. And yeah, don't just look at the pants. I know, I am horrible at making pants. That's why I don't make them. Anyway, let's make this. So I will try to go as beginner friendly as possible. First thing I want to do is just dock it there. I am using Marvelous Designer, not Clo3D. If you're using Clo3D, this is going to be the same because I will not use that kind of tool which is not included in Clo3D. Anyway, so I'm going to first start with this rectangle pattern tool, and I'm going to make basic t-shirt pattern. I always make this before making any upper portion. I will make sure this will be rather a little bit baggier type. I mean, not like complete baggy. You know how winter, especially jacket, feels. They feels a lot like bulgier. I want to create that. So if you haven't created anything like this pattern, you should watch some of my beginner friendly. I mean, you can also just follow this video. It's not a problem. This is not very hard video to follow. Puffer jacket are relatively very easy in Marvelous Designer. Anyway, so I just copied and pasted here, and then right click in the 3D window and go, if I find, flip normal, and I'm gonna just dock it there. It's my way of doing things. There are countless other ways of doing this exact same pattern, so whatever you are using doesn't matter. Yeah, then I'm gonna segment, so the front, the back, and the shoulder seam. I don't sew the side seam because it sometimes creates problem. Most importantly, first I'm gonna start with default simulation. So it's more like you add a fabric, just name it like puffer, and then select this and assign it and delete unused. These two fabrics are from this. Anyway, now when it's draped, I'm gonna sew this and simulate. Now I will make sure that this armhole should be a bit bigger, so there is more space, there's more space in the arm. And I'm gonna make it a little bit wider, like this. Don't make it too much. I mean, nothing is good with too much, if I make sense. I don't oftentimes, but anyway. So I'm gonna select this both. So there is a very quick way to adjust this and this areas. We just select this, which is basically that and that, then right click on this, then go with matchup to start, and you can just easily edit one point. Just drag it. Well, there are basically 2 points, and you can easily manipulate this. So that's a pretty handy way of doing things. This one as well. And if you watch my regular videos, you know I use this kind of thing all the time. So please always check here which tools I'm using. I basically use a lot of hotkeys, so yeah, I never reach my mouse over there most of the time, so that can be a bad thing for you. So I will try to explain as much as I can. With Shift A, you can hide and unhide avatar, which is very, very handy. I'm gonna fix a little bit for the sleeve, and I'm gonna make this a bit downish. Guys, you can do whatever you want in terms of design, but the general things I'm teaching you, this will be really useful. But the design, just do whatever you want. There's no stopping. I will make the back side a little bit bigger. I mean, not much bigger, but a little bit. So there's a smooth transition like that. It's like, yeah, as I said, you can design anything. There is no stopping. Just use your full creativity and just do things. I know I sometimes sound like philosopher, but anyway, so I just want to make sure these are very smooth. And yes, I spend most of my times just fixing this, because you can achieve very realistic things later. Fixing this is really important. So this is the back neckline. If you have hard time understanding this, you can just go like that. There you go, front, back. And I will keep this like this for now. So let's just do this. No, I think I messed up something. So I'm gonna just go and up, and this. Create a nice smooth transition. There shouldn't be any pointy thing, especially on this area. Let's see this, don't make it, just make it as smooth as possible. Yeah, nothing is 100% accurate, but you should make things nicer. So that's why I spend a lot of time adjusting the base shape, and it could be boring, I admit, but it is like absolute necessary. So I just select everything and then right click and unfreeze. So there was freeze, this is unfreeze, and then simulate everything once again. So yeah, let's make this sleeve. I'm gonna make this like that. It's more helpful for me. If you're used to work with this, just do it like this. It's okay. All right, so I'm gonna again use the rectangle pattern tool and draw a rectangle, and then use this to make a point in the middle. Always see here, and then I'm gonna go with a little bit like this left there. Then right click, convert to curve point, convert only. Yeah, they introduced new thing in the newest version of OnePlus Designer. Yeah, this is helpful, but anyway, let's leave this. I think it's helpful. It will be helpful for me someday. So here I use the free sewing tool, and then just go with like this. Then hold shift, go with like this, and go with like this. This sleeve is really small, so I'm gonna make it bigger. One more quick tip, you can use B hotkey to select the segment sewing, and then just hover over here to see the sewing length. This is 36 by 9. This is 36.9 millimeter difference, so I'm gonna make it lower to see. It's more, that means I need to make it bigger. It's 29, 14, 10.0 is okay. So I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. So if you're like doing 0.4, 0.5, doesn't matter that much, but don't do it too much unless you want a puffer sleeve, puff sleeve. So Control F by default, I hope you can find here, show arrangement point, Just select this sleeve pattern, hover over here, and then click. There you go. Yeah, as I said, I use a lot of hotkeys, so yeah. Now simulate with frozen, and then make this as full because I want to make this full. Don't go with like from half to full in the all the way. Yeah, it just makes you like this. So just a little bit. It's like when you work with Marvelous Designer, you know this kind of stuff. As I'm explaining stuff, that's why I'm going really in depth. And I'm gonna make this a little bit narrower. How I did this using transform point and segment tool. Click here, double click in the middle to activate the pivot, and then going like this. Super. Then I'm going to use the segment sewing and sew it like this. So this is sewing. And I'm going to select all this, right click, activate. Let's see. Well, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Little bit, not too much. Because I don't want too much. And this, select this, Control D to symmetric paste. There. Nice, looking good. I think it fits well. I really wish to make this a bit bigger because it doesn't look very amazing. So I'm going to deactivate this, deactivate pyramid sewing. Then I'm going to select this, double click, then make this a little bit bigger. I mean wider. Yes, a little bit wider, because see this for example, and this is fit, but it is a bit wider. I hope you get my point. I think this is okay. I'm gonna freeze this and then activate this, and there is a little bit, now they are a bit smaller, so I'm gonna make this a bit bigger. Not bigger, not that big. I want to make this a little bit smaller, so yeah. And then of course simulate to have nicer thing. Yep. Now there is multiple ways for puffer jacket. I mean, in the front you can see buttons, you can see zip. I'm gonna be trying to make with buttons. You can also go with zip, but before that I forgot the most important thing, which is color. So I just create a rectangle pattern, and then this is my favorite way of making things. You can of course select that, and then measure the total length, and then go with here and then measure this. You can do that, but what I do, just use segment sewing and then select here, hold shift, click here, make sure these are there, this starting point here and here, and then I'm going to be using this sewing, I mean the edit sewing, and just drag it where it meets there, drag it like that, drag it like that. Now they are completely perfect match, perfect measurement. Then I'm going to select this. This is the end point, and this is the start point. So where this head is shorter, this is start and this is end. So I'm going to right click with my edit sewing tool and then add point to pattern on end. So it will add a point on here. Then I'm going to use the internal polygon, then go with that. This might seem a lot of work, but trust me, when you are used to it, you don't measure things. It's good you measure, but I oftentimes don't. So right click, then cut, and then delete. So this is now the perfect measurement. As you can see, 184.8. If you just combine them, 184.8. I don't say it's a hack, it's not, but when you use hotkeys, it's faster, and I'm used to this. It's not like I am defaming the measurement, which is crucial. Anyway, so I'm gonna sew it there. I want to make this as loose as possible. This color, I mean. Then select this sewing with edit sewing tool and then delete this, because I said I will add buttons, but I will make the font open. I'm not sure why this happens. So if you know, let me know in the comment. I mean, it happens when I freeze things. And it definitely starts with newer version. I didn't see it in the older version. I'm not sure why. Alright, so now let's create the cuff. So I'm going to select that, right click, and create internal line. Let's go for 15, doesn't matter. And I'm going to select that and just move it upward. Yeah, I like this position there. Then right click, extend trim to add parent outline. Because as you can see here, it's better you can just drag this and that like this. It's better just right click, extend trim to add parent outline. And then I'm gonna select that, right click, and cut and sew. Then select this, double click in the middle, and then make it shorter. This is oftentimes elastic. That's how we can just wear. It just fits on your waist perfectly. So I think that looks okay, and I'm gonna make it a little bit shorter. Yeah, looks fine for me at least. Now let's do one more thing, which is to go like this and go like that. Use edit sewing, then right click here, then merge. Right click here, merge. So this is the color and this is the back pattern. This is very crucial when you're making the puffer jacket, otherwise the back will be messed up. So make sure you just join them together, and also make sure to select this line and delete it. What you can do is just select that, right click, and remove linked editing here as well. You can delete this one. As I'm seeing, this looks ugly. Just selecting that and making this so it looks smoother. I hope I can explain. It should be smoother. Yeah, I know I'm very bad at explaining stuff, but I'm trying, at least. This looks very bad. Everyone knows that. Let's change the fabric type. There are commonly used fabric like polyester, nylon. These are the things, these are the outer layer. So I'm going to use here as nylon because I feel like it's the best for this in Morpheus Designer. So nylon matte I used last time. It gave me really pretty amazing result. So it's more fuller and how it should be. So let's make this like that. And also I want to make this a bit bigger, the collar, because why not? Alright, before doing all this amazing stuff, I want to add some lines and you will know why. So I'm going to first select this, then right click and add internal line at around maybe 3 millimeter. So it's a little bit, let me show the internal lines. By the way, I always hide seam line, internal line, 3D pattern line, and pins, subdivide, and all these things. I just only show threads because I want to see threads. And sometimes I use internal line, which is this. So let's go here and again select that, right click and upset as internal line. Make sure to hit this like 12 or something. Let's see first. 12. No, I'm gonna go with 15. This is where the buttons will be. So it's not gonna be completely realistic, but it will look realistic, if you know what I mean. Anyway, then I'm going to select this, basically all four, then right click, internal line. I'm going to go with 4, let's see, no, 5, no, 8, no, 5, I think. Yeah, you will know why I made this. It will look amazing, I promise you. Select this again, go with that. I'm gonna go with 8. So yeah, now it is looking nothing like jacket. Now so this is the inner part I am working. Now I'm gonna make it side. Oh yeah, I am really stupid. I just forgot one very important thing, which is the lining here. I also want the same thing here, so right click, internal line, and 8, maybe overkill, 6 there. And the most important thing, this lining, how to make them. Let's find out. So let's go with make sure these are in the same place. All right, so this line should be straight here. So I'm going to select this and this, also this, come on, so this. So right click, internal line, make sure to go all the way like 30. Let's see first. No, I want more, 60. It's completely up to you. I want to remind you, it's completely up to you. You just mess around with this. It's, yeah, otherwise you cannot learn. Maybe 65. It okay? Yep. Do something that looks good. That's the only thing I can give you the suggestion. So here I also do the same thing, probably. Let's see. Yeah, it has so many, but I don't want that many. Let's reduce to 5 and make it 70, maybe 75. Okay, this looks not bad. So these are the lining. There is lining because it helps the inner filling part rest in a proper place. If you don't have lining there and just fill with, yeah, everything looks crazy, and yeah, it will not be stable. So with lining, it is stable. I'm talking about real life, by the way. You don't have to worry about anything, so just forget about that. But having those knowledge really is useful. So this is the inner layer, and there will be like down insulin or synthetic insulin. Sometimes they use cotton as filling and fill that. But oftentimes you don't see cottons because that can be a little bit pricier. Oftentimes you can see synthetic linen, synthetic filling. And then we have another layer on top. Don't mix with sandwich or something. It's not like that. You can mix with pillow. I don't know why I said sandwich. Anyway, all right, select everything now, then right click and then layer clone over. So this is the outer part where you see the things, the actual fabric. And boy, this looks very bad. I know. Is it looking good? No, but I'm gonna make it good. Let's just wait. All right, now I'm going to be turning on the GPU simulation. If you don't have the graphic card to support the GPU, you can use CPU. But since they improved GPU simulation so much from the latest version, it is really good, really good. I hope you have the GPU. You have the GPU which supports the Marvelous Designer. Despite of this terrible English, let's do this. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select everything, the jacket, and make this by half, 5. That's how you can see the more detailed on this. And since the GPU is really good, it is, and in terms of simulation, it's really good. Okay, one thing I really forgot to do. I'm sorry. I have to select this all of this in the front, and then just balancing out there like this. It should be like this. So yeah, just delete this. I'm sorry, but delete the outer frame, and yeah, do this, and you're good to go. And then just select that, right click, and layer clone over. There you go. And simulate, of course. So you have a better, see why I added those here in the curve, because of this design. It may not be the most realistic thing you can ever see in terms of making garment, but it looks good and it's 3D, so I do this most of the time. Now time to feel the inside. So in the real life they use cotton or other insulation like the down insulation or some synthetic insulation. So yeah, I'm giving you this knowledge because you don't need to know, but it's fun, just watch some puffer jacket making videos. It's fun to watch, at least for me. I love to watch those. Okay, so in Marvel's Designer, these are very simple. So all I have to do is select the top, the outer garment of the fabrics, and make the pressure 5. I keep it 5, and here do the same thing but minus 5. And then let's go with 5 and simulate and wait just a little bit. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna go with CPU first because CPU handles this kind of thing a little bit better. Although GPU is very amazing right now, but still. Let's see. Yeah, you can see this fullness, and you have to just wait a little bit. I had to do it before I make the, let's do this thing. So let's select everything and make this 10 or even bigger depending on your system. So it just creates the fullness first and just shape a little bit like that, not like that basically. So if you think it's more fully full, I think I make it a little bit bigger. So I'm gonna go with 3 and 3 minus 3. Yeah, there should be fullness, but there shouldn't be this happening. It should be go down because it's nylon fabric. It wants to go with. If I change the fabric type, it shouldn't be the problem. But I don't want to change the fabric. That's the thing. I don't want to change the fabric. So yeah, you can absolutely go lot more fullness or something like that, but it's completely up to you. Let's just fix it a little bit. Something like that, it's okay. There is always something like that in the, not that this is a bit weird, but there is a little bit fullness there. So I might turn 2 and minus 2. I will see, I can change it later. So as long as there is puffiness, I'm okay with that. So select everything, then go with 5, and I'm gonna turn to GPU simulation. There we go. Yep, it will do something like that. You have to just check it and make it nicer. Even this doesn't look good, does it? No. Can you see this kind of detail, the puckering, the gathering sewing there, the fabric? I want to achieve this kind of thing, which literally make things amazing. So let's see how to make this. It's very simple, but makes that very amazing. It looks very amazing. So I'm gonna do that. So to achieve this, so I'm gonna explain with one sewing, then I'm gonna transfer this to all the sewing. So select that, and you can use elastic. But if you're using Clo3D, you can also use sewing tension. But in Marvelous Designer, I'm going to use elastic. So I'm going to select elastic and make sure this is somewhere between 94 maybe. First select the 94 and then see. See this amazing puckering effect. You should love them. So maybe 93. It's completely up to you of what you want, of how much you want the puckering and stuff. So yeah. I'm going to select everything and add elastic. I'm going to add 93 for all of them. You have to check it first. Let's see. 93 might be a little bit so much for the upper one. So I'm going to select these. Just remember, the less the number, the more gathering you will get. The more the number, the less gathering you get. So I'm going to go with 95. So they are not as like gathered as the down one. All right. So I'm going to select this. Select everything, by the way. Here's another very amazing quick tip. So you can just, sorry, no, I don't want this to go elastic. All right, perfectly fine. So what I'm saying, select this, then double click. First double click to select, and then again double click to select all the internal lines it has, and hold shift and deselect that. Perfect. Now I'm going to go with elastic, and I'm going to go with 94 for the bottom one, and the top one, let's manually select. I'm going to go with 90. I forgot 90. This is 94 and this is 93. I hope so. It's not that. 93. This is also 93. So yeah, these two are 93. Should be matched for both of them. So yeah, these are the little things, but this makes a garment. Honestly, you can, if you see right now, it looks great for me at least. It is a little bit excessive. It shouldn't add that much, but I love it here. Again, it's completely up to you of what you want. So I'm gonna go with elastic, the back, 93 for all, and this two, bottom two, 94. Again, guys, don't just copy me blindly. Use your creativity, of course. That's the most fun part of making a garment. I'm going to select all of them in the sleeve, and I'm going to do elastic, but I want this a little bit bigger, maybe 92. Let's see first. No, I'm going to go with 90. I want a little bit more. 90 here as well. You can also increase the strength, but it's okay. Just remember, less ratio means more gathering. So if you want more gathering, crank that down. And again, I don't know why this happens. It's just, yeah. Anyway, so see, these are the little things, very little things, just one parameter that changes the everything in this outfit, in this jacket. So I'm gonna add now the buttons. This is very simple, the most easiest thing you can do. You can add buttons. I'm gonna add buttons here, and this will be a snap button, and I'm gonna do that exactly. So in Clo3D, in Marvelous Designer, wait, let's first see where I want the buttons. I'm going to use the internal ellipse tool, holding shift and make it around there. It doesn't have to be there, but yeah. Then Control C and Control V, and I'm gonna see where it is looking good. Let's open the internal line. 1 2 3 4 5. 5 buttons are okay. So yeah, I will go for 5 buttons. Now why I did this, because let's just hide this ugly internal line. I'm gonna use the actual button, so let me just there, and I don't know why I just, yeah, I'm gonna use this button and add right in the middle like this. Yeah, this will not be this button, but anyway, I'm gonna, let's switch to button from fabric. I'm gonna select this default button. You don't have to name anything, and I'm gonna use this for like the snap end, I mean where the button is snapped, which is snap private 2. That's, I think, okay. I hope so. So let's select that. It looks rather good. Now the width, I'm gonna go with, let's see which width it looks good. 15 might look good, and the thickness I'm gonna go with 4, or maybe even less, 3.5. Let's see. It's okay for now. Let's just arrange a little bit, because you don't want to simulate this with this button. No, don't. This looks good. I hope so. So select that, Control C, Control V on this area. So it will be exactly the same as you see here. So I'm going to select that, copy that, and make sure this, the right side of the garment. So like assign this and use Rivet 5, for example. Make sure to have 18 is smaller. Yeah, you can also play with buttons. It's not a problem. I think 18 looks okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select that, double click, Control C and Control V, and then place it right there, maybe a couple of times, 4 times. See, looks good. And here as well. So I'm going to Control C, Control V, then right click, and 4 times. There you go. There you have it. You can see right now, but I think I'm gonna go with 17, which looks a little bit better, you know. It's not like, it is okay, but I might change the button type, maybe Rivet 6, no, 5, but with a little bit more thickness, maybe 3, or maybe 3.5, or maybe 4. Make sure to select all the buttons wherever you have and untick the collision. Alright guys, so that's it for this video, and yes, I admit that I have made this elastic effect, gathering effect, a little intense. You don't have to do that. I really liked how it is looking, but if you think it's a bit intense, which is, you can definitely just select the lines and crank the ratio up, and it will be, I mean, if you want a balanced effect, do it. And this is what it looks like with a simple texture. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you want, you can follow me on Instagram. The reason, I don't know why. You can follow. I naturally post reels and my designs there, and join my Discord server. So if you have any problem related to Marvelous Designer or Clo3D or Substance Designer or in fashion in general, you can definitely reach out. I mostly stay online there. So yeah, Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next video.